Good morning. Sorry I'm a little bit late this morning. How are you today? The sun is really shining today. That we've seen a little bit of sun, but today it seems to be really determined. Let's hope it's really spring here on the Anishinaabe land, currently known as Minneapolis, where I am. And let's start by breathing together as we do every morning. And I'm going to invite you to make that breathing out, that exhale longer than your inhale. Make a sound if you want to, and please go at your own lung capacity, and we'll breathe together 3 times. Ooh. Ooh. One more. Ah. Alrighty, as ever, can be any sound. Sorry about the background noises. There's still road work going on outside. So if you hear some of those background noises, let's just integrate them in our practice. I've had a lot of opportunities to ground and reorient with all this road work going on outside. So now that we've breathed together and kind of come together for this practice today, let's turn our attention and our focus inwards. And you can close your eyes or lower your gaze or keep them open. And what we're doing is just really do a little bit of a check-in with ourselves, with our body, which is really us. And we're noticing, how are we doing? Kind of, how is our breath this morning? Is it deep? Is it shallow? And everything in between, of course. How's our heartbeat? Is it fast? Is it slow? Also, how's our heart emotionally? How's our brain? What thoughts are going around? Are there lots of thoughts, not a lot of thoughts? And again, everything in between of that. And also kind of how our bones and muscles, are we in pain or not? Are the muscles tight or relaxed? So kind of just taking a few moments to turn our gaze inwards. This is an inquiry, so please try to use as much curiosity and as much non-judgment as you can master in this moment. So we're really looking for information about how we're doing today. Noticing our breathing, noticing our heartbeat, noticing what's tense or relaxed, comfortable or uncomfortable. Just noticing and being curious about it. As you notice how you're doing, start to notice also the support of gravity underneath you. So if you're standing, might be the floor underneath your feet. If you're sitting or lying down, it might also be the ground, or it might be a chair or a couch or a bed. Just notice that support. And as we do every morning, try to breathe into that point of contact between you and the support underneath you. And try to relax into that support, even 2, 3, 4, 5% more. Just let whatever is holding you really hold you. And again, noticing with as much curiosity as you can, how does it feel to kind of relax into that support? It doesn't necessarily feel good or comfortable. Again, just information. And then taking maybe a moment to notice again how you're doing after you turned your gaze inwards towards yourself, and after you kind of relax into your support a little bit more. And now the practice I want to share today is this pretty simple practice. Many of you might know it already. It's called the butterfly hug. What I love about this practice is that this is a practice that's easily shared also with younger people, including pretty young children. And it's very simple. And so what the butterfly hug is you hug yourself, and you don't have to do it up here if that feels uncomfortable. I'm kind of demonstrating, so because you can't see me completely, but you can also do it down here, like right above your elbow. So you can hug yourself, by crossing your arms and kind of hugging yourself. And then I'm going to demonstrate first, and we're going to do it. It's pretty simple. You tap one side, and then you tap the other side. So kind of goes like this, tap, tap. So you tap one side at a time. You want to be pretty gentle with the tapping. Of course, what that means is completely subjective to you. With having both fibromyalgia and EDS, I might be extra gentle with myself, and you might like a little bit of a firmer tap, and that's okay. So tap in a way that feels comforting to you. And we're going to tap 25 times each side. Don't worry about counting. I will count for you. We're going to kind of tap together. I'll count, and then I'll be like, okay. And then if you find that helpful, you can use that throughout the day. If you don't find it helpful, as ever, those are just tools I'm sharing. Only use what you find helpful and just let the rest be. Experiment and use your own experience. And if your own experience is that this is helpful, great. Then use it again. If it's not helpful, then just don't use it. And tapping is one of those things, like everything else, that may or may not work for you. So butterfly hug, arms crossed, you're hugging yourself. We're going to tap each side 25 times. And we're going to remember to breathe as we tap. Breathing is really important. Breathing, focus, intention, attention. As you know by now, if you've been joining for a lot of those are very foundational for somatic work. Alrighty, so let's do the butterfly hug. Alrighty, so that was 25 times each side, if I counted correctly before my coffee. And again, take a moment to notice, how does it feel to have done that practice? Do you feel the same? Do you feel different? Do you feel better? Do you feel worse? Always checking in with yourself after each practice about how that impacts you. And if the impact is comforting, pleasant, or even neutral, that can be pretty helpful. This is just another grounding technique. If we are stressed out or activated, that can be pretty helpful. Okay, so that was a very simple practice that I wanted to share today. And as we do every day now, I'm going to encourage you to turn your attention outwards to the environment around you. And you can do that with any senses that are most available for you. So through sight or hearing or smell or touch or even taste if you got your coffee and your tea. And that's a good resource for you to orient towards. Please do that. So we're looking for something that's comforting, pleasant, or neutral. So something that's comforting, pleasant, or neutral. Once you find that something, you're just gonna focus on it and breathe and focus. And you're basically gonna pay attention to that something that feels pleasant, comforting, or neutral. And just really notice, what is it that makes it pleasant, comforting, or neutral? Again, curiosity, and just spending a few breaths with that. Could be a color, could be a shape, could be the sound of your family in another room or around you. Could be birds outside, could be your tea or coffee, could be a favorite soft toy or that you have around you. Could be anything really. I have a few things that I like the color and the shape of on my desk, so I'm focusing on one of them. Okay. And after you've done that, again, notice what impact that has. Is that a practice that's helpful to you? Great. We can always use that wherever we are throughout the day to help us reorient and to also help us soothe our nervous system whenever we need to. And also we've been finishing up with vooing because I love vooing and other people who join regularly love vooing. So let's voo together. And the very simple instructions for vooing are: take as deep a breath as you can. On the out, say voo, but in a way that creates some vibration, so more like woo. And then keep breathing out all the way, even after the sound runs out. Make sure all your breath has come out so that then when you take the next breath in, you're really going for it. And we're going to do that 3 times. I'm going to voo with you, but please go at your own lung capacity. And again, notice what impact that has had on you, how that feels. Did that feel good in your body? Did it not? If it feels good, vooing is something that's always available to you. It's kind of supposed to relax kind of this ventral vagus nerve, if we go with Stephen Porges' theory, and that's why it might feel pleasing to folks. And then take a minute to just look around and see the people who've come together and do this practice together. Some of you do this practice with me every day or almost every day, and I'm so grateful. And if you're here for the first time, welcome. And just really notice that when we practice together, that feels differently. I don't know about you, but I know it's not the same for me. I know it's not the same for other people I've talked to. So thank you for sharing this practice time today. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you back on Monday around the same time, give or take a few minutes. I seem to get later and later as the week goes by. And I look forward to seeing you on Monday. Have a really good weekend. Bye.